tolerance, peace, and unity among diverse cultures and faiths. NCMF will tap community and religious leaders to settle internal feuds on family and property matters. The traditional settlement of conflict using mediation among respectable leaders within the community will be enhanced. In the pursuit of national unity, peace, and order, and to respect the ancestral lands of both Muslims in Mindanao and indigenous peoples, a comprehensive land survey and titling process should be carried out. This ensures rightful ownership based on legal and historical rights, aiming to prevent unwarranted encroachments. Zakat, as one of the pillars of Islam, is a form of obligatory charity that has the potential to ease the suffering of millions. With the literal meaning of the word being to cleanse, Muslims believe that paying zakat purifies, increases, and blesses the remainder of their wealth. Zakat aims to eliminate or reduce the poverty of Muslim Filipinos in the country. Sadaqah is a charity given voluntarily in order to please God. Sadaqah also describes a voluntary charitable act towards others, whether through generosity, love, compassion, or faith. Sadaqah brings balance to the society and benefits the community. Giving sadaqah to the orphans, widows, sick, and needy ensures we live in a much fairer society by sharing the wealth. Al-Kaf is an Arabic word meaning assets that are donated, bequeathed, or purchased for being held in perpetual trust for general or specific charitable causes that are socially beneficial. In many ways, the concept is similar to the Western concept of endowment. These Islamic social financial institutions like Zakat, Sadaqah, and Waqaf are reflected in the economic roadmap of NCMF. By 2024, NCMF will institutionalize the Zakat, Sadaqah, and Awqaf Fund to support its socio-economic, socio-cultural, and social protection programs and projects. From the highest poverty incidence of 37.2% and 7.5% unemployment rate in 2022, the NCMF envisions a poverty-free Muslim Filipino community, living peacefully and progressively along with the other communities in the country by 2040. Achieving this Vision 2040 will pose tough challenges. The NCMF must establish administrative and fiscal autonomy across its regional offices to ensure the efficient and effective implementation of programs and projects for Muslim Filipinos. Strengthen the NCMF charter by ensuring stable and longer-term limits similar to the President to sustain the gains and to spare the Commission from the spoil of politics and patronage. Finally, the NCMF needs the whole-of-nation support from the national government agencies, legislators, local government units, private sector, civil society organizations, Islamic countries, and other diplomatic community to make our vision a reality for the future of our next generation.
Thank you very much, Planning Services, for that audiovisual presentation. And to discuss even more about the 2040 vision, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the Executive Director of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, Executive Director Tahir S. Lidasan Jr. Sir.
Thank you so much, my cousin Hakim. We would like to acknowledge the presence of the following diplomatic guests of the NCMF. His Excellency Dato Abdul Malik Melvin Castellino of Malaysia. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. We also have Mr. Khalid Al-Harti of Saudi Arabia. Thank you for coming. We have Ms. Pooja Bernakel of India. Thank you. Thank you. We also have Miss S.T. Buzgan of Israel. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. We also have Miss Osha of Sri Lanka. Thank you. We also have Ma'am Hesa Marie Palma from the Mindanao Development Authority. Thank you for coming, ma'am. We also have Ma'am Sarit Ellen Patuan of the Committee Secretary and Special Committee on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity. Maraming salamat po. Of course, we also have our Committee Secretary, Edgardo Binaohan of the Muslim Affairs, House of Congress. Thank you so much, sir. And of course, Vice Mayor by Nicola Patuan of Maguindana. Maraming salamat. Please join me in giving recognition to the person who actually prepared that video. It's our first time to see it, officials. And it's really well done, very professional and corporate. Please give a round of applause to our planning director, Director Heidi Valenzuela of Patuan. Ma'am, maraming salamat. Thank you so much. I hope we can do more presentations years to come. My job this afternoon is to present to you a PowerPoint trying to amplify what you have just seen through video. And I hope that I won't be muddling or destroying whatever impressions you had in that video. The National Commission on Muslim Filipinos is an agency that is always being misunderstood. And believe me, a very small government agency, and yet there are still many things that other government agencies do not understand. For one, they believe that the NCMF is created primarily to address the Hajj in the Philippines. And so all impressions, all ideas are focused on the Hajj. And Alhamdulillah, for the first time, the Commission and Bank, approved and ratified by the commissioners who are now present, issued a resolution commending the advanced medical, supervisory, and regular teams who work with the Hajj of 2023. I said the resolution because for the first time, the digital divide in the Hajj has been established and addressed, finally. Would you believe that direct chartered flights from the province, imagine a Hujjaj, a pilgrim, whose baggages were given tickets indicating Medina, and yet he flew from Davao, General Santos and Zamboanga, went to Manila, stopped over in Naiya. Me and Commissioner Mando met the Hujjaj, and in less than 5 hours, the Hujjaj left for Medina. First time in the history of the Commission. We call this Masjid al-Haram at your doorsteps. And finally, if you are the relative of the Hujjaj, you can now say goodbye, good luck, Hajj Mabrur to your relatives who are still in Davao or General Santos. And out he goes directly to Medina. Before, the Hujjaj will come to Manila, stay for 5 to 10 days, and then fly to Medina. Wala na po yun. Next year, inshallah, we will institutionalize and try to perfect the concept Masjid al-Haram at their doorsteps. What is Vision 2040? What I have just given you is an idea of Secretary Mamundyong in which he wanted to address the digital divide between the Muslim Filipinos and from that of the mainstream government agencies. Just imagine an identification card of a hujjaj with a QR code, and using a scanner, you'll be able to identify the hujjaj because such ID is connected with the main server of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of the direction the NCMF will be doing for years to come. We will address finally the digital divide and make the Commission relevant to the political, social, and cultural problems facing the country. The Muslim Filipinos as you can see on the screen, these are our constituencies. The Muslim Filipinos, comprising of 13 ethno-linguistic tribes: Maranao, Maguindanao, Tausug, Yamamapun, Yakan, so on and so forth. We are serving these Muslim Filipinos who have been marginalized for years in the past. The agency that will try to address practically all the needs and the issues facing the Muslim Filipinos. But the Vision 2040, is guided under the principles of the Philippine Development Plan of President Bongbong Marcos. Would you believe that the Commission is actually was created by no less than the father of the incumbent president? It used to be known as the OMA-CC, the Office on Muslim Affairs and Cultural Communities. And it was headed by no less than, again, a secretary in the government. Similar to what we have now, Secretary Gili Mamundyong has the rank of a secretary in the government. The President's Philippine Development Plan is actually guided by 6 cross-cutting narratives. Number 1, of course, which I said earlier, the digital divide. Using IT as one of pursuing the governance of a commission. When you do digital approaches, you cut across, you actually marginalize human intervention, thereby promoting less corruption, less confusion, and more efficiency being implemented. Another principle that's guiding the Vision 2040 is what you call the public-private partnerships. Earlier, you saw the Halal Agro-Industrial Hub. Secretary Mamundyong plans to bring along private companies, individuals, in trying to pursue private and of course governmental decisions. Another principle is the servicification, coined by the NEDA people, dynamic innovation ecosystems, enhanced connectivity, and of course greater collaboration between local and national government. RA 9997. I'm pretty sure most of you, our guests, are already familiar with the Republic Act number 9997. The act creating the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos. But very few among you are aware that the NCMF practically has 28 powers, mandates, and trusts. Name it, the Commission has it. Corporate powers, political powers, socio-economic trusts, name it, we can actually address it. Why so? Because the source agency of the National Commission, the OMA-CC, was envisioned by the then President Ferdinand Marcos to address all the problems facing the Muslim Filipinos in the country. We are guided by three things: the vision, the mission, and our core values. Trabaho ko, ibada ko. We are guided by excellence, finding solutions out of the box. And of course, we believe in teamwork, strength, and unity. Vision, mission, and core values. In everything, the three thrusts are guided by no less than the provisions of the Holy Quran, being Muslims, Filipinos, political, economic, religion, can actually be united. Secularism is absent in us Muslims. As we move along, we have this vision that inshallah, years to come, the Commission will have a resilient Muslim Filipino communities living in dignity, productive, and peace-building members of society. The ultimate goal is guided by the PDP of 2023-2028. We will strive for a socio-economic state where Muslim Filipinos will achieve self-fulfillment through a governance framework that establishes equitable and accessible access to opportunities and resources. Then again, some government agencies are asking, is NCMF an implementing entity? Is NCMF the think tank of the government? Is NCMF a mere Hajj facilitating body? My dear friends, NCMF is all of that. We are a coordinating agency. We actually act as a focal entity that unites all government policies of other government agencies. We try to unite them, we consolidate them, and submit them to the office of the President, thereby creating policies that will improve the lives of the Muslim Filipinos. We are an implementing body. Would you believe that we only need 40 million and our budget will now become more than 1 billion pesos? Konti na lang po. No? People in Congress who are here, we will appeal to you. We only need 40 to 70 million and we are now part of the billionaire government agencies in the Philippines. Wow. Starting, would you believe, in 2018, we only have 528 million. That was 2018. Now, 2024, we will cut across the barrier of a billion budgeted agency. Why are we proud of it? Ang kasabay namin, we are part of the TILG supervised entities, and other commissions like us, they have a budget of how much? 233 million. Another one has a budget of 48 million, the PCW. Another has a budget of like 283 million. But in NCMF, konti na lang, Tagalog, few amount. And we will now be part of the billion budgeted government agency. And again, I hope that the planning service continue to dream and give us 8 billion pesos by 2024 and beyond. What exactly are the needs of the Muslim Filipinos? You go to Quiapo, you see somebody now selling DVD. They're having a malong, they're selling. What do we intend to do with the Muslim Filipinos? My dear ladies and gentlemen, the diplomatic community, we divided the needs of the Muslim Filipinos into three. One, socio-economic. Second, socio-cultural. And third, that encompasses the two, we call it the social protection. You balance the three, you address the three, the Muslim Filipinos are happy in the country. And that for us, basically, is what we intend to do years to come. Socioeconomic. We would like to include social implications of the economic initiative because Secretary Mamundio plans to do strategic changes on the Muslim Filipinos needs. And how do we do that? Number one, we will train the people in Quiapo who are selling DVD, and instead of DVD, we'll give them legitimate, self-sustaining businesses for them. We will train Muslim entrepreneurs under the guise of strengthening them, united by Islamic principles, Islamic banking, and this will be pushed to what we call Islamic microcredit. Again, to our Christian brothers and sisters, ang pinagkaiba, the difference between Islamic banking and the traditional banking, in Islamic banking, we do not charge interest. Wala po tayong interest na pinag-charge. That is why, if you read the newspapers, the Russian government now is trying to eye the possibility of adopting that kind of banking. According to Asian Development Bank, the restrictions may be removed by microcredit, especially those low-income households who cannot avail of loans from traditional banking. The Commission's microcredit adheres to Islamic principles and is made available to low-income Muslims and non-Muslim families. That's one. Second, we will promote halal agro-industrial hubs. You know, halal is one booming economy, worth trillions of money. The NCMF is pursuing the implementation of halal industrial hubs in 17 regions across the country. We will produce halal food and non-food products and try to empower entrepreneurs guided by halal provisions. Halal enterprises will be promoted, inshallah. Islam microcredit and interest-free loan, Muslim cooperatives, and of course the manpower pooling data bank. From socio-economic, we move to socio-cultural. We will be guided with the following provisions. One, we will have a certified implementation of the Sharia legal system. We will address the stagnant and neglected Madaris educational system. We will implement a comprehensive Sharia legal system and adopt to deal with the modern issues facing the Muslim Filipinos. And finally, we will come up with a standardized Madaris education system and Muslim Filipino culture education in progress. One practice that we always do in the National Commission is the conduct of the National Quran Reading Competitions. Normally and annually, we conduct Quran readings in key malls, key government institutions, with the idea of promoting literacy in the Quran and encourage recitations, memorization, and applied spirit in life. It teaches all Muslims to have patience, forbearance, and strong faith to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We also strengthen the Sharia training program. The NCMF, under Director Nito Ali of the DMCA, to significantly increase the number of passers in the Sharia Special Bar examinations. From 77 passers in 2019, we have 152 in 2022, and we intend to double the passers, inshallah, by 2024. We also adjust and come up with administrations of cultural centers, the mosques in the country. And we in the mosques, in Quiapo, Manila, Taguig City, and established by no less than the President, the late President Ferdinand Marcos, has been in a state of dilapidated and needing immediate repair and rehabilitation by the NCMF. We will relocate informal settlers to include them into the centers due to poverty. Again, the madrasa, in the case of Arabic theological schools, all of them should be registered with the NCMF, and the higher education whose curricula should be approved jointly by NCMF, DepEd or the CHED, as the case may be. Another project that we intend to accomplish is the iftar sharing, and of course the Muslim embassies have been very supportive of this. Practically, the Saudi embassy and other Muslim embassies in the country. The NCMF will host the annual iftar prayer, the breaking of the fast, during the holy month of Ramadan, with foreign dignitaries and national and local government officials to promote mutual understanding of our respective culture and ensure their support to our programs. We also, at the same period, we also intend to distribute iftar in cash and dates donated by the Muslim embassies in the Philippines to selected Muslim cultural centers and low-income families. Again, another issue or concern that the NCMF tries to address is what you see in number 6, Hajj, pilgrimage, and endowment. I am glad and pleased to inform you that for the 2023 Hajj mission, from 1,014 stranded regular paying pilgrims last year, 1,014. In 2023, we have 0 stranded regular paying pilgrims. In 2023, not only that, normally, and has been the practice in the Hajj, when the Hujjaj and the Shaykh will go to the airport for his flight, for his pilgrimage flight, they are not in possession of their Hajj visas. Can you imagine somebody sitting in the airport and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that his Hajj visa will be issued to him? And normally, and I have experienced and saw some of them, including the VIPs of the Muslim communities, they were not able to depart because their Hajj visas have not been issued. For 2023, Secretary Mamundio instructed the BPE that all visas shall be issued in advance so that when the Shaykh will go to the airport, he brought with him the visas and the tickets, and of course the students. Again, another milestone of Secretary Giving Mamundio. And of course, the commissioners present who approved and ratified the Hajj manual, paving the way for these reforms and improvement. And finally, or in the Hajj, you know Arab News? Arab News is one of the biggest publications in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia. They published an article in Arab News commending the accomplishment of the NCMF in engaging the Bureau of Immigration and Deportation in coming up with an arrangement for it to make the departure of our visa seamless, smooth, and very accommodating. Imagine. Normally, if I'm the judge and I have to pass by BI, the Bureau of Immigration, I have no idea if I will be helped by the BI, if I can depart. But in 2023, the Arab News commended the NCMF. And what is ironical is they mentioned not the NCMF officials, but the Bureau of Immigration officials. Meaning the news came from the BI, not from the NCMF. Another first at Secretary Gili Morillo. But these are not enough. These are not enough. We admit that there are lapses, there are problems still to be addressed by the NCMF. And being an ISO certified agency, continuous improvement is part of the policies of the NCMF. We need to address concerns and issues facing the NCMF on Hajj, on the Bangsa Amana Savings Fund. You know, for one time we thought of getting Amana Bank giving us the funds and we paid the Hujjaj. Social protection. Again, as I said, no? The social protection consolidates the socio-economic and socio-cultural trust of the agency. When you talk about social protection, what do you basically do? Number one, of course, you try to come up with a participatory governance in the peace process. We have a bureau, the Bureau of Peace and Conflict Resolution, headed by Director Kosani Dirogongan. And it aims to address peace at the local level, at the national level, and coming up with barangay assemblies to promote, one, the national interfaith dialogue, that will precede the barangay assembly for peace and interfaith dialogue. Second, to try to come up means to address the Rido problem in the country. Another social protection trust of the government, the NCMF, in the government, is to come up with and address the untitled and contested status of Muslim settlements. The Bureau of Muslim Settlements, under the leadership of Director Masiding Salik, we try to address the problems of the Muslim Filipinos, including the Muslim cemeteries. And we are very happy to inform you that throughout the country, we have Cebu, another in Northern Luzon, another in parts of Mindanao, we have Muslim cemeteries as part of the program of the NCMF. We also have anticipatory governance in trying to build resilient Filipino Muslim communities. And finally, we will try to provide titles on declared Muslim settlements by the government. The late President Ferdinand Marcos, has actually classified 19 areas as Muslim settlements for the Muslim Filipinos. And more than enough, for this to be effective, we need to come up with an exact number of Muslim Filipinos in the country. If you ask a Muslim Filipino, his answer would be, how many are you? If you ask me, how many are we? I'll tell you, we have 12 million Muslim Filipinos. Because 10% are Muslim Filipinos, we have another 12 million, so 12 million are Muslim Filipinos. But if you ask the census, and they will tell you the Muslim Filipinos are near 5 million, 5.3 million people. And what is ironical is that in 1972, there was a press statement by the government saying that the Muslim Filipinos numbers to 5 million. 1972. And are you telling us from 1972 to 2023 that number never increased? That is why Professor Namiswari said, he was saying, genocide by statistics. We are reducing a number for you to be for us just disappear in society. The NCMF will conduct in coordination with the PSA and try to determine the number of Muslim Filipinos in the country. And to be fair, we are numbering like 8 million to 12 million to be exact. Another problem, as I mentioned earlier, the Muslim public cemeteries. Muslim Filipinos, when someone dies, we have to bury the person within a day, I think, 24 hours. And where do you place the person if you're not putting the cemetery? So NCMF will address that. Another thing is the water district systems. You know, Secretary Mamundyong used to be the head of the LUA, the Local Water Utilities Administration. And their job is to provide water systems in some parts of the country. So that will be integrated with the NCMF. Again, the Muslim settlement under Director Masiling Salih will be strengthened. We provided budget. And part of it will be the land survey and typing, which will be done by the BMS. I hope that in the billion budget of the NCMF, a significant portion of which will be given to my cousin, Director Salih. And finally, public market. So where do you sell halal products? Of course, you go to the market, you sell them, you have to do that. Another thing is, of course, the relief assistance to be done by the NCMF, which I believe falls under the BMS also. The medical and dental services, the resolution of family disputes and feuds by the BPCR, disaster change and disaster risk reduction, and of course, the barangay assemblies throughout the country. After much has been said, and after having shown you all these promises, all these programs and projects, the question that will come to our mind, can NCMF really do it? Honestly. Can the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos, having shown the Vision 2040, having discussed about multi-billion projects and programs, can the NCMF deliver? And that can be best answered by telling a story while he speaks. You know, imagine a barefooted people in a region. Barefooted, they always quarrel, they kill women when born. And what happened to them? They become the leaders of the group. I'm referring to Islam being introduced in Saudi Arabia. In other words, Islam is the motivating factor that will push the commission. Islam will be the one to push us and make us dream big, dream hard, and work efficiently. With all your support, officials present, my brothers in Islam, the non-Muslims who would look at the NCMF and say, no, that agency is always in controversy. Our answer is, we will continue to dream big. We will continue to move forward. And inshallah, mashallah, we will do it. Again, in behalf of Secretary Giling Mamundyong and the rest of the commissioners, the directors, the officials, the Muslims in the country, we ask you to support and stand with us in pushing for this Vision 2040. Maraming salamat.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Executive Director Tahir S. Jr. explaining further the Vision 2040 of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos. But before we go further, I was instructed that we do the photo ops as early as now for us to be able to have everyone here, especially that I think no one has left yet. So we request everyone from the national agency partners with NCMF officials and embassies with NCMF officials, and then the last one will be the NCMF family. But for now, may we request everyone from national agency partners and NCMF officials. May we call on the executive director, the commissioners, the ED, and other officials who are here. May we request you here in front. So I think, sir, dito muna naman kayo sa baba para the others can stand up at the back so they can also be seen. Yeah. National agency partners, including the local government units, are also here. Commissioners, regional directors and bureau directors, and service directors who are present. Yeah, and then the others may occupy the stage. Yeah. Do we have an official photographer? Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, another one. 1, 2, 3. Ayan. NCMF officials, please stay. Okay, thank you very much. NCMF officials, please stay.